Hey everyone, Anthony Fantano here, internet's busiest music nerd. Hope you're doing well. Going to do a pretty serious video here, a letter from a fan, a question about the rapper Tay-K from one of the viewers that I have here, Sam. He's out of Arlington, Texas, the rapper that is. He has a pretty hot song out titled The Race, if you haven't heard it already. It's getting a lot of remixes around the raposphere at the moment, like a lot of people doing remixes for, that Bobby Shmurda track that was so hot, a few years ago. But now, we sort of have a similar situation here where Tay-K is charged with some pretty serious stuff. Murder charges are being brought against Tay-K. And obviously, with the fact that he is popular, people love his music, people don't want to see him go away, people don't fully understand the gravity of what he's being charged with. And also, honestly, there's always reason to question and be skeptical of the police force, the court system, especially with how it statistically treats the black community. What he is being charged here with is pretty serious, and if in fact he is guilty of these charges, Sam is asking whether or not it's callous to sort of, or even acceptable morally to jump on these sort of hashtag movements where you're like, free Tay-K, free him, free Tay-K now. Now listen, I'm not going to pretend to be an expert on this dude's trial or anything like that. But honestly, murder is a pretty serious thing. It's not just a matter of sort of being thrown in prison on some trumped up charges or being put away into prison for, a misdemeanor or something like that. This is some pretty serious stuff. And honestly, I can't disagree with Sam's question in his writing in his letter here when you're talking about just a lack of empathy and a lack of concern for the family and the individual, whose life he took. From what I understand, it was not out of self-defense. Maybe in court information will come out that proves that that's the case, which I have no problem with. Violence and self-defense, that's completely fine, but jumping on bandwagons like this, it does tend to, kind of numb people to the reality of murder and killing, and taking other people's lives. I do get that there is a lot of violence in hip-hop music, but the thing is, it's art, it's it's not necessarily actually being played and acted out, But this is like a serious charge here. I can't support somebody who, or I can't just jump on some kind of hashtag for the freeing of somebody who may have committed murder. I think I stand with anybody else who sort of is looking at the situation objectively and sensibly. I get that the whole free me movement can be kind of a meme, and it can be funny, and it can be exhilarating to be a part of something, a part of a group, a part of a movement, a part of something. But it's it kind of shows a lack of concern and a lack of value for human life in general. I get it. It's fun and it's cathartic. And in a way, even therapeutic to listen to angry music sometimes that has violent lyrics, or, play a violent video game or something like that. If you sort of have an outlet for your anger and your frustration, you're probably less likely to act on it, for sure. But, there's a difference between sort of playing music, making music, playing a video game, drawing some kind of picture or something, and actually going out there and committing murder. There's a difference, And, I think, again, I, like anybody else who's approaching this sensibly, should and would draw a line here. So yeah, I do think Sam brings up some good points here, asks a good question, and thought it was interesting to sort of bring up and talk about here. Now, again, that's not to say that there aren't issues with courts and policing. There certainly are, and there are huge problems that affect everybody and need to be fixed. ASAP. I mean, there was just that video of that nurse the other day being brutalized and dragged out of her place of work because she refused to let an officer break the law and just take some unconscious person's blood. These cops run rampant and essentially are above the law. That can no longer be allowed to happen. But there are people out there who do actually commit crimes, who do actually kill other people, and when that does happen, just because courts and cops are not 100%, it does not mean that those people don't need to be brought to justice, and that those charges don't need to be carried out to the fullest extent. I don't know. It's a pretty serious problem. It's a pretty serious question. Thank you very much for sending it in, Sam.